we're going to change the fuel filter on this F-150. This is going to be from around 97 to 03, I believe. Your fuel filter is going to be roughly under the door on the inside of the frame. There's a few things we're going to need, so let's take a look. We're going to need a fuel filter, obviously. And then you're going to need some fuel line disconnect tools. There's tons of different kinds. It doesn't really matter which kind you get as long as it works. On some of them, instead of having the fuel line disconnect, it has got a tab we'll have to push in. On this one, I looked at it, it's just got the steel fuel line, so we'll be in good shape. We'll get underneath there and see if we can rig this up. You'll also want a catch pan because you're going to lose some fuel on the ground.
Alright, so let's see if I can do this without getting in y'all's way too much. We have got our safety clips on our fuel line right here. You'll push it up like that and it'll come out. So push this up and then push it forward to get this hook out of the fuel line. And you'll move her out of your way. Same thing over here. And push it back towards the fuel filter a little bit so it comes out. There she is. So now we're ready to put our fuel line disconnect tool in there. We can find the right size. Now it is a good idea to bleed off the fuel pressure on your truck. There's a few different ways you can do it. You can pull the fuel pump fuse and crank it up. If your fuel rail's got a shredder valve, you can let it off there. I didn't do that, so it's going to make a mess and fuel's probably going to spray everywhere. But you're going to take your fuel line disconnect tool, and what we're going to want to do is pull this fuel line towards the filter while we're pushing that fuel line disconnect tool in there to push those tabs up. So I'll probably get in y'all's way just a little bit. So she is in there now. We'll ease it back and see how much fuel is going to spray out. Yeah, she's loose. All right. Not a whole lot. So rear line's undone. We've got our drain pan down here catching most of it. Not all of it, most of it. We're going to flip our fuel line disconnect tool over. Put it on this side. Same thing. Pushing your fuel line towards the filter to hold it. Slide your tool in. I don't know if you can see it real well there, but the tool is pretty much all the way in. That's what you're looking for. And then we'll pull that line off. Don't forget, take your tool back off so you don't lose it. Our new filter up to kind of compare them. And now this old filter should snap out of this little bracket. Set this filter out of the way. Throw it down in our catch pan. Make sure we've got our filter turned the proper way. Let's slide it back in, slide it down in to the bracket, just like that. And now the hard part is done, so we'll take our lines, slide them back on until you hear them snap. See if we hear this front one snap. Right there. Once you've got those on, you're going to take your clips, slide it back in, and lock it back up just like that. We'll do it on the front line, just like that. So now if this is done, we're going to turn the key on, let the fuel pump prime for a few seconds, turn the key back off, let it prime again, and you may have to just barely bump the car over to make the fuel pump kick back on, but it may take a few tries before it builds up enough fuel in the system to crank it up. We'll crank it up, let it run, check for leaks. As long as no leaks are found, you're good to go. Hopefully I found this video useful. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. And as always, I appreciate you watching.